Upside with Tebogo and Mmatsheko. You and I and Tebogo in each other's company until 4 p.m. this afternoon.
You've heard of Joyous Celebration, right? You're familiar with them. They have been a part of South Africa's gospel soundtrack for nearly 3 decades, shaping worship, music, and culture across generations. But in recent weeks, attention has shifted from the stage to governance, following media reports raising questions about the finances and internal management of the organization. A personal statement has now been issued by the founding member and creative director, Dr Lindelani Mkhize, who firmly rejects any suggestion of improper conduct. He describes the situation as a long-standing governance dispute that is now subject to formal arbitration and says he will not litigate the matter in the media. Dr. Mkhize joins us now on the line to respond and provide clarity. Dr. Mkhize, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to The Upside.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for having me.
We are fantastic. It's great to have you on the line, Dr. Mkhize. I think it's very important that we get a clear picture of what this dispute and what this disagreement is all about. And I think you are the best person to guide us through it.
Thank you. Thank you to your viewers and thank you to you guys. I must start by saying this is a normal business kind of dispute. It's the kind of things that happen on a business space, and they've got each ways of how they should be dealt with, how they should be handled, and how they should be sorted out. It has happened that ours has dragged a bit longer because of trying to respect the brand and hoping that within ourselves as the founders or as the owners will find a way to sort it out. It was quite unfortunate that on Sunday the 15th, there was an article that went out there which was very much missing a lot of facts and truths, which was very much one-sided. But at the end of the day, it's a normal thing. Also, I think for me, it's important that I use this opportunity to talk to the Joyous fans and the Joyous people all over Africa, that it's things that make us strong, it's things that keep us going. Joyous is not going anywhere. Actually, this is a very, very important year for us. We are celebrating 30 years of Joyous Celebration, and we'll be going to all the cities and towns in South Africa and in Africa celebrating that milestone. So what is happening is just a business, a governance dispute that we as owners are sitting down to actually sort it out, but it won't affect the work of Joyous Celebration.
I mean, I think that's all I wanted to hear. Joyous is not going anywhere. Oh my goodness, such an important statement. Okay, 20 minutes into 1 p.m. in Central African time. In fact, perhaps we should look at that. We're going to look at, some of the governing principles of Joyous Celebration as one of Africa's greatest choirs, really, and also talk about the 30-year celebration. We'll be right back.
Es-tu préoccupé par quelque chose? Es-tu passionné par les questions qui comptent? As-tu une voix qui mérite d'être entendue? Eh bien, nous avons la plateforme parfaite pour toi. Téléphone-nous ou fais-nous un WhatsApp au +27 66 408 87 42 et nous te rappellerons. Sois dans la conversation.
Salut Channel Africa, ici Beno le diamant rouge et Binal Export depuis le Cameroun, le pays des lions. Voilà.
Sois dans la conversation. Il ne s'agit pas seulement de parler, mais c'est ta chance d'exprimer ton point de vue, de partager tes opinions et de t'engager avec une communauté qui valorise ton avis. Suivez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux, visitez notre site www.channelafrica.co.za et préparez-vous à partager vos points de vue sur Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
The Upside. On The Upside, your voice matters.
We're 22 minutes into 1 p.m. in Central African Time. We are discussing some governance disputes that are happening at Joyous Celebration, but also looking at the fact that this is one of Africa's greatest choirs. Many albums released, thousands of, careers built from Joyous Celebration. On the line with us, Dr. Lindelani Mkhize, founding member of Joyous Celebration. Dr. Mkhize, mhlambe you can take us through some of the governance principles. There's no way we can talk about disputes and not talk about the successes of Joyous Celebration. How is Joyous Celebration governed? There's talent that comes in and out. You've built many careers over the years, particularly in the gospel music space. So talk to us about how the choir is governed from a principal's perspective, and also operational remuneration and how that works.
Yeah. I must note that for those who are aware, that since the inception of Joyous Celebration, I have served as a creative director and the principal architect of the actual production and shaping the musical direction, the staging, the repertoire, the artistic vision, the production. So that has been my focus. And then we divided ourselves as partners, that one of us also should focus on running the administration that covers now the governance that you are talking about, having to do with things of paying taxes in the country and all those kinds of things, and how to structure the remuneration for the founders or for everyone who's actually involved. So since inception, I've never, as Lindelani, been involved with payments and things of that sort. But on the article, it was presented as if I'm the one who's been handling those things. And so I really needed to clear that no, it's one of us, Pastor Jabu, who's been handling that side of things. And 2021, I then discovered that there's been a lot of discrepancies on the financial management, including having a lot of debts with SARS as part of that, and I couldn't get proper responses and answers to that. So the central disagreement really comes from that what happened, how did we get to that, how can we then set the record straight on this. And within that, then my partners then presented to me that it's time for them to actually move out of Joyous Celebration. And I must say again, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's a case of let's check what we have as a business, evaluate get the auditors to actually come in, evaluate the business, and then check our assets versus our debts, take care of those things, especially the debts, and see what is left, and then sort that out and be able to move forward. So we are in the stage where we're actually dealing and litigating those issues. And we on my understanding was that we are on track with that.
Okay.
Dr. Mkhize, you had mentioned that there were some members that continued receiving performance-related payments despite them not being active and participating in their respective roles. How did you find that out, and what was the resolution? And I mean, you're mentioning that you are still in the process, you are fixing a lot of those things. But how did you find this one out, that there are members that are getting paid but they're not being but they're not active?
Yeah, our challenges and our disagreement actually stems as part of that. Again, in 2023, I managed to get my hands or my eyes on bank statements, which I've never seen before. And to my shock, remember I'd mentioned that the brothers, my colleagues, my partners, have presented to us that they won't be going forward with Joyous Celebration. So they were no longer performing on stage on Joyous Celebration. But to my shock, when I checked the bank statements in 2023, we discovered that they have been remunerating themselves a performance fee for every show, for every performance that they didn't attend or that they didn't come through. Whereas it's supposed to be the other way around. As directors, then they're supposed to work on dividends instead of paying themselves a working fee or a performance fee. Or if there was a structure that they wanted, that they should have addressed that to say, can we advance the dividends and this is how we'll be paying ourselves. But that never happened. I was shocked when I saw the bank statements. And then we had to pull a plug on that it can't work like that. And it has been the dispute because the brothers feel we own this. So every time it work out there, we should be paid. And we feel that it doesn't work like that. They are entitled to dividends. And those are the governance things that we are trying to deal with and sort out.
Right. Okay. On to some celebration, some joyous celebration. 30 years.
Yes, I like this.
Yeah, we love it. 30th anniversary this year, 2026. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about marking 3 decades of being influential in the space of gospel music in South Africa, in particular. Your formation since the year, that would be 1994, hey, if it's 30 years, 1994. And what the celebration is going to look like for the 30th year this year.
Yeah, we pride ourselves that in the industry out there, especially the gospel music industry, about 50 to I think 60% of artists who are doing very well there, who are strong there, carry the Joyous flag. They've been through the Joyous platform, and that's still what we stand for. Unearthing talent, looking for fresh new talent, grooming, presenting that talent on the Joyous stage. And there's no other way to celebrate that by going all out to look for more talent. So we'll be running something we call Joyous 30-30, which is 30 years of Joyous Celebration and 30 songs. Within that, we will have 3 elements. We'll be going to different towns, and in those towns, we'll start with auditions. Whoever come through there will train immediately to be with us on stage that particular weekend, and then we'll put them on a pot that people can vote for, that in all the other towns that we go to, they will qualify to be the people who join Joyous full time. That's one segment. The second segment is, as I mentioned, that most of the artists out there in the gospel space come from Joyous Celebration. It will be an element called Joyous Rewind, where we bring on stage some of those old members of Joyous Celebration.
Right.
Like Sharon T, she lives in the US now. You might be lucky in your town that you have Sharon T, but people will be voting in to say, we want to see this or that person on the Joyous stage. There's the second segment, Joyous Rewind. And the third segment will be the Friends of Joyous, the legends of gospel music. This is one of the projects that we always do when we are performing. Invite a friend who is in the music industry space. Those who were with us Easter last year, they will remember they were surprised to see Java on the Joyous stage. So we'll be bringing those kinds of big names like that, or even your Rebecca Malopez or whatever big name that you know. So Joyous 30-30 will be packed with this. And I'm happy to announce that we're kicking it off the weekend of, the last weekend of April. Easter weekend, we'll be visiting churches, but the last weekend of April, starting on the 30th of April, and then 1, 2, 3 May, at the Joburg Theatre. Make sure you don't miss that. Johannesburg Theatre, 30-30 Joyous Celebration. You'll see some of your favorites that have been with us throughout the years, but also you'll see very new, fresh, young musicians and vocalists who will be stars in the future.
Dr. Mkhize, thank you so much for your time. All the best with the celebration, and thank you for providing clarity on the current, governance issues. But we appreciate your time this afternoon. The voice of Dr. Lindelani Mkhize. Check out their social platforms, Joyous Celebration, to keep up with the 30-30 celebration. Let's get the latest sports.